Hello and welcome or welcome back. Today we're just going to be playing some more Killing Floor 1 and just talking about stuff. So, yeah, I'll stop rambling and we'll get right into it. Ooh, yeah. Thank y'all for chilling, by the way. As always, we got ourselves an appropriate map for the movie that I watched. It's funny, too. I saw this movie advertised when I'm like, playing or watching other movies for the channel and stuff like that. And then somebody last week, I think it was for my 1408, 1408 video about come on now, about spooky ghost movies, or yeah, about a spooky ghost movie. Somebody was like in a suggestion, or they said that they watched the Frighteners. There you go. They said that they watched the Frighteners, and I was like, hey, you know what? I was planning on watching that. I'm gonna watch that next. Okay. So good wavelengths. You know what it is? Great minds think alike. Inside this spooky hospital. Ooh, how did he still get me? That AOE. Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't know where I'm going, so that's fun. Um, Frighteners came out in 1996, and it stars Michael J. Fox. Yeah, Jake Busey. Lee Ermey is in it for a minute. If that's even how you say his name. I've heard people just what the hell? I've heard people just call him Lee Army. I don't know. So I have no idea what to call him. It's not like I can ask him either. Rip. Anyway, I am trapped inside of here because I can't remember this map. I just saw hospital and I'm like that works. That fits. Yeah. Come on now. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, and then what's his name? He plays a ghost. Is it Chi McBride or Shy McBride? I can't remember. I don't know how to. I never knew how to say his name, but he plays a ghost. Plays a ghosty. Anyway, yeah, the movie starts off and it's just like some lady in a mansion is being attacked by a ghost. You really kind of don't know what's going on yet. Yeah, no, I was watching this movie and I'm just like, this one's gonna be kind of. I don't know. It was hitting my brain weird on how to like talk about it in a video, at least to start it. But anyway, yeah, and then I'm pretty sure it cuts to Michael J. Fox driving like a douchebag, and then like he's zipping through like whatever hills and shit like that, and he smashes it through some guy's fence, ended up being connected to the movie, you know what I mean? But the guy's obviously pissed, he wants him to pay for his shit. But then in order to get out of it, ooh, God. The guy, Michael J. Fox, is a, what would you call it, a psychic investigator? He's a psychic, but he's like a paranormal investigator, you know what I mean? But he's also got ghost buddies. Oh my goodness. That help him. That help him get stuff done, you know what I mean? So what he does is he scams his way into not having to pay for the lawn or the fence or the lawn gnomes that he destroyed. Yeah, so he has his ghost buddies. It's just this nerdy guy and then that Chi McBride or Shy McBride guy. They go to the houses or wherever and they just, act like poltergeists, And what he was is just like, oh yeah, I'm going to have to do this, that, or the other, and it's going to cost you about, what is it, $250, and then all these other fees he tacks onto it. It'll be about $450, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I've been in like the handyman business and the moving business and stuff like that. I know when people are like scamming, even, so it's just like, I see it, but he's just like, well, if you just, right off the fence or whatever he says, then we'll just call it even. So, he takes care of their spooky problem. But then as he's leaving, he sees that the guy has a number on his forehead. And he's trying to like say what's on the forehead. It's a paranormal thing, so nobody else but him can see it. And lo and behold, Not too long later, he sees the lady going like he sees a funeral procession, and the wife is like in it and she's mourning. I really do not know the layout of this place. It's amazing. All right, anyway, yeah. So that guy's in that guy. He was killed by the Reaper that you'll end up seeing. And the design for the Reaper is actually really cool. It's kind of cheesy now because of just these kind of special effects. This movie came out in '96. So like it just looked kind of goofy, all the effects, the CG, but like it works so well. But I remember when I was a kid, that was just like it was a pretty scary design. Ooh, yeah. Anyway, so anyway, the ghost finds Michael J. Fox's character because he's like, you can see me, yada yada, you can help me, and let's try and get through this a little bit. That's when he goes to he's like, well then he's like, well, take me to my funeral because Michael J. Fox is convincing him you gotta like pass on, yada yada yada. You know what I mean? But like he was like, well, at least take me to my funeral so I don't miss it. So he goes there, and that's when you see Arlie Ermy. He kind of keeps all the ghosts in check. He kind of plays like an exaggerated version of Full Metal Jacket, Where the hell is that one? Oh, right there. I'm like, what the heck? Sounded like she was so much closer. Yeah. But, it's funny. He's got a couple of ghost buddies. There's those two ghost buddies, and then there's the judge, who's just like an old, dilapidated guy that's like wearing out. You find out that the ghosts, they like run out of ectoplasm and stuff like that after a while, and then they just kind of pass on, right? Like it showed that they get they can die, they can be killed, All right, only 5 more rounds. We gotta get through this. You want to be a thumbnail? Anyway, yeah. The reason for the numbers. Well, there was this killer, Jake Busey, and his 15-year-old girlfriend, who went on a killing spree in a hospital in 1964, I believe. Right? Like this is obviously fictional. It is based off of Charles Starkweather, who was a spree killer who killed 11 people with his 14-year-old girlfriend, like way back in the day. He was executed. So it's based on him, even though it's like they're in the same universe because like he wanted to beat Starkweather's record. But anyway, you find out that he somehow was able to get out of hell or whatever. I don't know. He probably didn't go to hell. I don't know how he got the title, but he became death in a way, And the numbers on the forehead represent his victims, because his girlfriend, as he killed them, was carving numbers in his victim's forehead. Yeah, when Busey was alive, what it was is he was an orderly at a hospital, and they treated him like shit. He decided, I think this is what it was, he just wanted to become a spree. He wanted to kill more than any serial killer has ever killed before. So what it was is after he died, he wanted to obviously keep doing it. Jeez, he took some chunks out of me. And so he kept going, and the first victim after that, I mean, what is it? He died in 64, or he was executed sometime after that, right? And then he kills the dude's wife in Michael J. Fox's wife in 1990. And like she had a number carved in her forehead, number 13. So, but it's like he took a long time to not do anything. I don't really know what the reason is behind it. But what was that? That's almost 30 years. 26 years of not doing anything. 25. Let's just call it 25 years of not doing anything. Yeah. So I don't know. That's something that I never really looked into. I don't really care. The movie's pretty good. I take the movie as it is. It's a good movie. Good, funny, spooky movie. Come on, Monkey Man. Yeah. Man, I know I'm probably not going to be doing this movie justice, just like any other movie. So, just like any other movie that I talk about, watch it. I watched the movie once and I don't take notes. Like this is just me chilling. We're just chilling, and I'm just talking about stuff that I like. So, yeah, there was 12 when he was alive, and then 13 was the guy's wife, right? Was Michael J. Fox's wife, and then I think the woman's husband was 37. So the man was kind of busy. And I think when it's all said and done, there's 40. So, yeah, and then the other couple that get killed too by him. Oh, yeah, and how death kills him is he just reaches in. Oh, shit. reaches into their chest and squeezes their heart and just like crushes everything, you know, like it's just a massive monstrous heart attack. And like there's like I guess like the town's been going through a pandemic or whatever you want to call it, like, or what do you call it? I have no idea. There's a bunch of people have been dying of heart attacks that shouldn't be dying. Like a lot of them are healthy. Like that woman's husband was healthy. The man worked out all the time. But then there's a guy in the bathroom that you see get killed, and he was bigger. He was not like fat, but you know, he was a husky man, and he was like he was middle aged. So it's just like, man, you can kind of see that for him. But yeah. Anyway, oh yeah, let's see. There's a part too where the judge character, he's like an old West guy. He like saves the team he saves everybody from death, and he like, how you can tell, or how you learn that they can die, that the ghosts can die, is that he saves them and then death comes back and kills him, the old man judge guy. And like, but you know what's funny, when they die they just go where they're meant to be, I'm pretty sure, you know, whether they were supposed to go to heaven or hell, that's just where they go. So I just think that they're not allowed to be on, they can't go back to Earth anymore, like on, you know what I mean, they can't come back to the land of the living, the realm of the living or whatever anymore, because like I said, they're like ectoplasm or something like that like can go away after a while. I don't know. Yeah, we got the big boy. Bye. No? How about now? Okay. Yeah, demolition and stuff, great too. I never used them. Anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, the other couple people that died, Michael J. Fox happened to be around them, so obviously he's like a suspect. So one of them he tried saving, the other one was the big guy in the bathroom. So like it all happened in front of him. So now he's being like targeted as the man who did it, right? So so there's a new level there. He's there's this funny because they have this FBI agent or something like that. He's really eccentric guy, goofy, can't stand women yelling. He's like, you can tell he's a damaged whatever, and he's just hell bent on proving that the dude killed everybody, and that's just like a psycho. Oh my goodness, and that's just like a psychosis or something like that he's going through to rationalize what he's done. So I mean, it's an interesting kind of concept, I guess, an interesting character. He's just really goofy, but let's see. Oh yeah, they're trying to they're trying to like stop death, right? So like Michael J. Fox ends up like, I guess like he wants to have an out-of-body experience, so he ends up kind of like, you know, temporarily offing himself, right? And he gets in a fight with death, and that's when you find out he's Jake Busey. I'm just gonna keep calling him Jake Busey because Jake Busey looks insane, and I love it. He looks the part. But dang, we only got like one more round after this. I gotta like really bang it out. But then like before Michael J. Fox has a chance to like end him for good. Oh yeah, what it is R. Lee Ermey, his ghost character. He's a drill sergeant, right? And he's got machine guns. He can pull out machine guns. He can do all this crazy shit. But as like death is in the graveyard, right? And you think R. Lee Ermey's gonna do something. Well, he gets cut in half, right? But he had his machine guns out. So what happens is Michael J. Fox's character, as a ghost, grabs the guns and guns down death. And then he has the face, and he picks up the face. I remember this scene being kind of like famous, or not famous, but it always stuck out to me as a kid. When he just picks up the face and smashes it on a like a memorial, and he's just wanting to know who he is, and then, you know, that's when Jake Busey like reveals himself. All right, one more round. Time to speed run this shit. All right, that woman in the beginning ended up being the one that was being tormented by a ghost. What ended up being his woman, his 15-year-old girlfriend that helped him with the killing spree shit. Blunt force damage. What the hell just happened? And you find out that she was actually into it. I know she's only 15 years old, but she was into it. Come on, what the fuck is this, dude? He's just comboing me, and my guy's not doing shit. I was switching my weapon, and then he pulls out the knife. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, that was probably a skill issue. Yeah, so you find out that she was, like, into it, whatever. Like, you know, she's playing innocent the whole movie, but you know as a viewer that that's not the case, you know. Like, she was talking about being visited by him and everything like that, so, like, you know that she's pretty effed up. But anyway, like, let's get through it. After he smashes Busey's face and all that shit, he then goes, like, Busey goes back to his woman. But you find out that she's got his ashes somehow. I don't even know how that. I thought about that. I'm like, I don't even know why or how, because she was in jail for a while too. I don't know. Never mind. I can make these videos longer and stuff, like doing them differently, but and like cover the movies a little bit better. But I don't know. That's up to you guys. I figured this is just fun for fun. You guys give me suggestions. We can talk about shit. I don't know. Maybe. I have no idea. Anyway, so the widow, she ends up like she's a part of the story now. She's trying to figure out what happened. Like she's been trying to figure things out with him and everything. And ooh, and she's also marked for death as well. She's number 41, 40 or 41 or something like that. I think 41. I can't remember. So there's that. And the woman ends up like, she reveals herself as pretty much as being a bad guy while Jake Busey's just like manipulating her and everything like that. And they, yada yada. So like, long story short, they end up taking the urn over to the hospital to try and get it into a what is it, like a chapel to like send him into the other side or whatever. But then that ends up failing because that FBI agent, who, by the way, when Michael J. Fox was like dead, the woman is a doctor and she was going to bring him back to life. And the guy like was trying to keep her from doing it for some reason. I don't know. The guy was weird. His motives weren't 100% clear. I think he was just a skeptic. I have really no idea. But anyway, the final battle, because the FBI agent guy fucking dumps the ashes out so that they have like no other choice. The lady gets the drop on Michael J. Fox and strangles him with a shotgun or rifle or whatever. So he seemingly dies, right? And then he comes back, obviously, as a ghost and just, like, rips the crazy lady's soul out of her body, which is kind of crazy looking. But then, like, he's trying to, like, bringing her into the light, you know what I mean? And he's like, if you want your woman, you got to come and get her. So he tricks them into coming up into heaven, going in through the tube or whatever. And then as they kind of get away from him, right? But then they're sitting in the tube, and then you realize that, like, tunnel tube or whatever, it turns into, like, a fleshy, gross like type of thing, and it ends up being like they're going to hell, so that's the end of the movie pretty much. Oh god, I was not expecting that. Oh, he's in there, I think. Yeah, bitch, why was I worried about you? Just because of the hallways. Oh, I'm not going to be able to see him. Oh, yeah, there's some money. Yeah. Well, if you stuck around this long, I really appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I butchered it. I know I probably don't do a fantastic job, and I know that when I come to, like, recap movies, but that's not what, I could easily take notes, watch it a million times and all that shit, but I'd figure this is more just hanging out, I guess. More genuine, I suppose. I don't know, just off the top of a stoner's brain, a movie I watched last night. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, yeah, I would definitely suggest watching this movie. It's a little bit longer than the ones that I typically watch, about an hour and 40-ish minutes, but, until like the credits roll. And I think the runtime's like an hour and 50, but, 10 minutes credits, not so bad. It's got some humor in it. It's funny, but when it's scary, it could be pretty scary. I remember being a kid, like, there was a few scenes where it was kind of horrifying. Like when a scene that I didn't really touch down on, one of the numbers, right? I think she's number 39 or 40. He's trying to save her, and she kind of dies in the same way his wife does. And I remember that part when like she gets spear tackled by the fucking by death or whatever, right? And like plants her on the ground and then just reaches his hand in her chest and just pop, squeezes her fucking heart and she's dead. I remember that as a kid. I was just like, holy shit, that's pretty fucking horrifying. So I mean, like, I don't know, not so much anymore. Obviously, the CG's a little corny and whatnot, but it's for 30 years ago, it's not bad. Yeah, they definitely were trying. That's for sure. I mean, it's funny. I say 30 years ago is not bad, but then like I don't know, like Jurassic Park was before that, I believe, right? And that was amazing. But I don't know, different budgets, different CG, whatever technology, I guess programs. I have no idea. But But anyway, I'll stop ranting and rambling and let you get on with your day or night. If you would just please consider doing all the things that YouTube likes and that I appreciate very, very much. Thank you so much for hanging out. It really does mean the world to me. You have a good one, and I will catch you on the next one.